Hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo está? That's the form of pleasantry you hear quite often here in Panama, and it's quite refreshing as everybody you pass as you walk around town tells you, good morning, how you doing, and good day. It's, again, very refreshing. My name is Rick Johnson, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm retired military, did 21 years in the Air Force. What led me to come to Panama? Well, about 5 or 6 months ago, I decided that I really wanted to do something different in the last years of my life. And this opportunity presented itself, and the more I did some research, and the more I became really enamored with Panama and all what it had to offer. Now, the biggest asset I had in making this decision was Jackie Lang and her Panama Relocation Tour company and the team that she has. Made this whole process very simple. She did all the work, actually, and why reinvent the wheel, if you will, and again, made the whole process extremely easy for me. I've been here now exactly 1 week today, almost to the hour. I landed here in Boquete at 11 o'clock last Wednesday, and it's probably about the same time right now. I gotta tell you, I've only been here a week, and I've already jammed about a month's worth inside this week. I hit the ground running, and I haven't stopped yet. This area has so much to offer, so many things to do, and the people here are just incredibly friendly. I landed at 11. I met some people at 2 o'clock the same day. We had lunch and became somewhat good friends, and it hasn't stopped from there. I had the opportunity yesterday to work with some folks who work for the church, and we went up to the Coronaka, I believe that's how I pronounce it, and helped with the indigenous people of Panama. And that was very gratifying, very rewarding. It was over about 150, 160 children that we helped feed yesterday. And it was just, when it was over with, I felt so alive and so energized. And this is the place I wanted to be, and I made the right decision. Let me talk to you a little bit about the people here. Incredible friendly, as I said earlier. I live in a little apartment that has several members that reside there. And again, I got here on Wednesday, and they invited me to a dinner on Sunday. Now, this last Sunday, I was sitting at the table, and we were breaking some bread, and there's a couple from Oregon, a couple from Texas, an individual from Tennessee, and another place from Texas. And we're sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, breaking some bread and having some great conversation. I don't know where I can do that anymore. It was just incredible feeling that had that sense of camaraderie. As I said earlier, I spent 21 years in the military, and I'm used to that camaraderie. I'm used to that kind of sponsorship. As we had changed our assignments everywhere we went, we always had that welcome mat, and that's what we have here. People welcomed me with open arms. Any question I had, they were there to answer it for me. They just made this whole process very simple and very comfortable. I have some great neighbors. One in particular I want to mention is Val and David. They have taken me under their wing, so to speak, and really showed me around and told me the ins and outs of things in this area. Extremely helpful. As I said earlier, one of the biggest assets was Jackie Lang's relocation guide. Without that, I don't think I'd be here or be as comfortable as I am sitting right now. It's very informative, very comprehensive, and very detailed. Just about any question that you may have, it was answered in that form. And being a part of that also opened doors for me for the whole community of people who have used their services in the past. And I gotta tell you, that's quite extensive. And I was totally, amazed by the amount of responses I got when I just asked a simple question. People from I didn't even know, just willing to help in any capacity. That guide I can't say enough about it. When I had questions, I would call a member of her team, her son or daughter-in-law, and just people all around her team. And they would answer quickly and correctly. And this made this whole process, again, very simple and very comfortable. One of the things I have to make mention of is that the rainbows. This is the area of rainbows. And the first 3 days that I was here, every single morning I woke up and I went on my deck, had my cup of coffee, by the way, it's the best coffee in the world. And I looked across the mountains range and there's a rainbow from one side to the other. Vivid colors, nature at its best, perfect. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, looking at this rainbow, and I'm watching birds come in and out of on the balcony. And I'm looking at trees and I'm looking at flowers. These are things I've never done before, but I find it so rewarding here. It's an incredible area. The Panamanians really love their country, and it shows. The way to keep their yards, the way to keep the areas, it's just immaculate. And they're always working, always trying to improve the area that they live in. And again, I've never looked at birds. I really never looked at flowers, but I do today. It's incredible. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I really can't put it into words. You have to come here and see it for yourself. When I was going through this process, I heard over and over again about the Gringo Market. And I really was looking forward to actually seeing it and seeing what I had all to offer. Well, yesterday, I went to the market for the first time. Now, they said it's not like it used to be, of course, prior to the COVID thing going around, but it was exciting. It was wide open, very colorful, very alive, and it was worth its price of admission. And I probably bought a little more sweets from the bakeries than I should have, but anyway, I couldn't help myself. But that's one of the things I was really looking forward to seeing and meeting some people. And they had groups of folks there from the Rotary Club, some group that helps veterans. There's also a booth, I think her name was Julie. She does cat rescue. And I volunteered to help that because I love cats. And there's just so many things to get involved with. If you really want to do that, you can fill your day just about every day and never do anything the same. It's just wide open. And that part really interests me because that's how I roll. I want to see and do everything. I'm kind of selfish that way, or greedy if you want to call it that way. But it was really good to see that. And afterwards we had lunch. And let me tell you a little bit about the food around here. We got 75 some odd restaurants in and around the Boquete area. Every one of them is different, every one of them is unique, and they offer the best food I've ever had in my life. Probably eating a little too much, to be honest with you, but I can't stop it. Everything is so good here. And that's a form of social involvement with the folks that live here. And we'll do something and they'll say, let's go grab some lunch or let's go grab dinner or some breakfast. And they're just all over the place. And the people there that they meet you with a smile, they're very friendly, they'll help you with the menu. It's just, I can't describe it. It really can't. It's just one of those things that you read about and you hear about, but until you actually experience it, you really don't know. But it's really a big plus here. I'm single. I arrived here with one suitcase and one backpack. And I was, through research and talking with folks, they said that's kind of basically all I needed to get started. The transportation is on time, it's clean, and it's very inexpensive. I could not believe it. I'm about 10 minutes away from town, and I grab a taxi, and it cost $1. And so I'm all over the place, and I'm spending dollars. So, and there's taxis that come by about every minute on the road, and by every 5 or 10 minutes, another bus comes by. So it's to and from to town extremely easy, and you can go to other towns like David and places like that. And the bus, now catch this now, the bus ride is about 30 minutes away, is $1.75. I mean, it's like, where am I? And it's one of the areas that I really welcome because, again, I don't have a car, and I was a little concerned about it, but those concerns were completely alleviated by how easy it is, how affordable it is, and how friendly the people that either drive the taxis or the buses have been, and very helpful, by the way. We'll talk a little bit about what there all is to offer here. Tours, I walked downtown the other day and I saw a place that offered whitewater rafting, horseback riding, zip lining, canyon jumping, zip lining. And I talked to actually people who live in here and from North Carolina. And they went, the first day here, they went whitewater rafting. And they told me they got up early in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, and went all day to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, got a lunch, and it was like about $60. And I said, all day and lunch? He said, yeah, and they had a time of their life. So I'm very interested in doing some of those tours as well. And it's all around you. Anything that you want to do, there's an avenue to do it. It's safe, it's inexpensive. And I was having breakfast the other day with a couple folks, and I saw a walking tour. So every morning they have people who get on a tour and they walk, they take hikes. And they go into the area and they look at these waterfalls. These waterfalls here are incredible. I have not had the opportunity to actually do that yet, but I've seen some videos and I've talked to people who have, and that's what they do. They get up in the morning, they take a tour, and they have a little lunch, and that it's part of the day. And it's just, you never can run out of things to do here if you want to do them. And these are some of these things I've only thought about doing and just didn't have the wherewithal or proximity to do them, but now I'm going to do them. And one thing in particular is I love to fish. And the first day I was talking to these gentlemen, and they too love to fish. And we're not talking about these small little catfish that I'm kind of used to catching. We're talking the big guys. And there's plenty of them around here. And I befriended a couple folks, and I think I'm going fishing next week or sometime there soon. And I'm looking forward to it. I used to play golf a lot, but I had that car accident that's kind of limited me playing some golf. So I've turned that passion into a passion that I had of fishing, but I could not do them previously. I'm going to do them now. I can't wait. I've seen some videos of it. I've talked to people who've been fishing here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, there is a gentleman named Miguel who sells fish and such throughout the week. And I saw him yesterday, and he had these shrimp. I'll tell you, they're about this size. There's a name for them. It starts with an L, and I really can't pronounce it that well. But I looked at him, and I saw his mahi-mahi, his tuna, and everything else he had to sell. And it was fresh, and people swear by it, and it's very inexpensive. So I'm going to start eating a lot of seafood, and that's what I really love. So that's another area where it's just so wide open. You're always going to have some apprehensions about when you make a move. And of course I did too. It's not a walk in the park, and there's some logistics involved, but it's worth it. As I talk to other people, everybody's going through some sort of logistical, problems. But to a T, every single one of them has said it's worth it. And I hear that, and I embrace that. And whatever comes my way, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to embrace it and go. Because I already feel it's worth it. And I know I made the right decision. I'd be hard-pressed to think any way otherwise. I love it here. Again, I've only been here a week. I'm sure there's some nuances and things I haven't encountered yet that I may not particularly like. But so far, what I've seen, yeah, I'm in the right place.